Hey everybody, welcome to our second planner jam. So we had a planner jam in January and it was fun, and I thought I would do another planner jam. And this is an opportunity to geek out about your planners and share whatever you would like. And then we will also take a little bit of time to do some focusing for the last half of, or the last bit of 2018 before we go. So anything you would like to share about what's going on in your planner world?
I made this monthly content tasks spreadsheet. So there's some things that I need to schedule every month for doing like social media posts for my business. And I was finding that stuff like slipped through the cracks. So I just made a little chart and it just slides in the front of my planner. And so at the end of the month, I write down like schedule these things, and then I can go down the list and make sure I get it all on my planner for the month.
Cool.
Yay.
That's smart. Melissa says, I'm new to this. I'm new to all this. It's my first, so I'm just here to learn anything I can. Great. You're welcome to be here. And this video will be recorded too, so we will be sharing. I know there's several people who love the planner jams and they will be watching the recording. One thing that I did because of our last planner jam is I tried out the Frixion pens that Nora suggested last times that are erasable. So I tried out a couple. These are just the normal pens, and then I have a couple highlighters as well, and even the highlighters are erasable. And I just started playing with them this past week, and it's kind of amazing because I love writing with pen, but then I don't take very much care when I'm writing, and I often am using these little things to erase stuff. Or I have like, you know, in my daily schedule, like, okay, here's what's happening today. And then as the day goes on, things change. And so it was really annoying. Like all of my pages, you can sort of see, this is last week. It's covered in white out everywhere. And then there's even places where, like I haven't even gotten to this place. This is something that didn't end up happening and I need to clean it out. But now that I'm using the Frixion, I haven't started to use the highlighters this week yet, but already some things happened and then ended up being changed around. And so I've already erased it, and it's really nice to just know that I don't have to gunk up my planner with whiteout.
I just got some of those too from Nora's recommendation, and they are amazing. I don't have the highlighters yet, but they're on my wish list.
Yeah, I was surprised to see them in the checkout line at Michael's the other day, and I kind of loaded up. I was really excited. Excuse me, the checkout guy. I was like, I'm so excited about these new pens. He's like, I can tell. Let's see. Since the last time, I think last time I had started this thing where there were like 5 things that I wanted to do every week. And so I had a different Post-it that I just moved every week. I would just put them on the new week to remind myself in the mornings I want to do dancing on Monday mornings and sewing on Tuesday mornings and reading on Wednesday, etc., or whatever. And that worked really well for probably 2.5 months. But since last time, that has not been a thing for me in a while. So I don't know. It's interesting how things ebb and flow and as far as how useful they are. One thing that I did start doing is started writing down when I'm waking up by doing a little sun at when I wake up, and then the same thing when I go to bed, if I go to bed before the the end of the day that's listed. And that is helpful for me to kind of track my sleep patterns, which are all over the place, and B, just to know that like it's not that I was not doing anything during the first part of the morning, I was just sleeping. But then it also, the space above where the sun rises is extra space for me to use. So sometimes I'll use like that space as a to-do list or, grocery list or something like that.
Yeah, I never wake up at 6 a.m. or whatever the start is. And so that like 6 to 9 area on my planner is like the first few things that's like an extension of the priority thing. So in the passion planner, it has the today's focus thing, and so like that first block is my is my 3 important things is to get done, and then I'll put a time for those things too, but just having at the top reminds me that those are the priorities.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Nora, we were just talking about how we both have gotten Frixion pens since last time because of you.
They're awesome.
Yeah. I can't hear you though. Maybe, let's see. I just unmuted. There you go. Now
yes, I completely rely on that pen. I haven't really used the highlighters at all though, but it's invaluable for changing meetings and stuff. Okay.
Yes. We were just going through, is there anything that you would like to share about what's working, what you're doing these days? Anything new and fun in your planner world?
I feel like I should take my, sorry, I got really close. I feel like I should take my planner and like put it on a thing and show you. Doesn't that make more sense?
Sure.
Right? Yeah, it's getting very dark in here. So I had the famous passion planner thing that, oh wait, let me see if I can turn this around. Oh, I don't think it turns around. Okay, so hello. I got the alleged reusable passion planner, which I love the lavender, smoky lavender color, and I love the pockets, but I did have the problem where it sort of exploded about midway through the year. There was a structural problem with that for the eco planner. Then me being a bookbinder,
good thing
like
for a bookbinder.
Yeah, I wrote to them and they offered a credit. I was like, this can't be me. And I was just like stuffing stuff in the pockets and everything would completely like fall out, and it was really crazy. And so I ended up modifying it. They offered me a coupon towards next year's, and then they had this whole like, oh, we're not going to do 3 sizes anymore. We are going to do just the one size that nobody likes. I don't know. I think I'm done with them, honestly. And if I look at it, like I ended up cutting it in half, like the actual thickness of it. And I think I'm better, honestly, with a 3-month lookout instead of carrying around a whole year at a time and then like a visual of what the rest of the year is like. But planning out more than 3 months at a time, I'm thinking I may end up doing like a 12 months and like little books. I may reuse the actual passion planner exterior, but just do little blank notebooks because I never use their prompts. and blocking out my time is useful. But honestly, I'm thinking about going more electronic with like a Surface and a completely linked calendar because I can't deal anymore. Can't. But there are some papers I need to carry around, so I'm still sort of hybridizing. And I mean, I like it. And sorry, I'm going on and on, but like this past couple of weeks have been so busy and so crazy at work that it has been helpful to capture all the things I do when I'm having a big anxiety attack and like, there's so much to do. And then I write it down and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that one until later in the day. Like it's really making me visualize, like, I don't need to do that part now. I can do that, move something along, and that thing is still there. And if I move it to next week, it's okay. But just conceptually, it's helpful. But there's entire weeks that are just blank because I've been so busy running around that I haven't actually written it down.
Yeah.
How's everybody else doing?
Yeah, I feel like my my planner I use as much as a retrospective of how I spent my time as I do as an actual planner for future. So that when I'm having my anxiety attacks, I can be like, I'm totally wasting my time. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh no, I spent my time in the best way that I could have this past week, and everything's okay.
That's a good way to look at it.
So that's kind of, but I also find that like the reason that I fell into using the paper planner in the first place rather than just all my electronic planning is that having the paper planner, there's something about physically writing it down that really helps me get out of my brain and makes me feel like there's less that I'm juggling. And just having a single place where I put everything is really helpful for me. But I also want to talk about the new size of the Passion Plan available that's coming in. Have either of you seen or worked with that new size?
No, I mean, I think it's 7 by 10. The one thing I find interesting about the little eco is that if you take a look at mine, you see, I usually am folding like an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper from work to go to a meeting into it, and it all sticks out and gets all rubbly. So it may be that it works better with that. Anyone else?
There we go. I have the big one this year, and I had the little one last year, and I feel like the little one was like a little too small for writing in all of the details of things that I wanted to do, because I will write down like every to-do item in those half-hour blocks, and some of those tasks are only like going to take me 5 or 10 minutes. So it was hard to get everything in there. And then like the big one is like a little too big because I don't carry like a huge bag. So it doesn't go with me everywhere the way the little compact guy did. And so I feel like the medium size is going to be like the Goldilocks of Passion planners for me.
I'm hoping that that's the case. I have only had the big one, and I really like the big one. But I feel like the one thing I don't like about the big one is that it's big, and I would rather have a smaller one to put in my bag. So I'm hoping that it's Goldilocks too.
Have they released a print preview of like print this and this is 100% size?
Yeah. There are places where you can see those.
I feel like we should have a get together where you get it and then I show you how to bind it and break it down into 3 months quarters, and then like at the quarter, then you transfer over the last month or whatever. There are actually wonderful bookbinding ways that I advocate for all kinds of actual work we do. Like if we want to take, we know we're doing like a structural treatment on something, and you know that one section is going to get pulled out for exhibit all the time, and there's a way to do that where they're not all linked, so you can just kind of like scroll forward like 4 months at a time and just turn like lose January, add April. Like, maybe that's what I need to do.
Yeah. Is that something that you are that you have done in the current one that you have, or no?
I just did it. I just took the next 6 months because it really broke at the 6 month part, and I was just like, fine, this is the perfect size. It's like a lot less weighty, and I'm just moving forward, and that's fine. But then every once in a while, I'm like, oh, what was that thing that happened that day? But as long as you have it in a secure place, you can go back and look at it. But there were other systems like that, like there's this. I forgot what they're called, but this company, Levenger, used to sell them these like discs. They have all these little connector discs, and you could like pop in sections and pop them out again. Anything with like a 3-ring binder, it could be like that too. I mean, I had a File Effects.
Sure, right.
In the day.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking about going back to that, but it's a little smaller and it doesn't allow a lot of room for writing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sentimental now.
And I was just thinking yesterday, like I'm already planning out some of 2019 and already missing the fact I don't have a full-on planner. And so like I'm just like circling these tiny little numbers and then drawing little like over here, this is what's happening this day, and don't forget to put
Mhm.
in your planner. And that's kind of annoying to me. I'd rather already have my planner for next year and be putting it in there.
Yeah. I have to say, I really did like I didn't like having to mod it myself, but those little stickies really did help. Like, it helped me find my place much faster
Yeah.
than having tabs and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I'm getting less precious about the whole thing. Like, I am so into the idea of like scissoring out pages and moving them to the next year, and you know, keeping it perfect is no longer what I'm about. Like, the messier and more annoying it is.
I like
That's
I like
funny. And then
the way that you're saying keep being less precious about it.
mhm. And then actually, like right here, like using post-it notes, I find, and moving it to the next week, like things that I need to keep going. Well, I didn't get that done on September 2nd, but I'm going to carry it forward.
Totally. Yeah. I've got like 2 lists that are just like, these things are someday and hopefully sooner than later, but I'm not moving very quickly, but every week they get moved. I have a question about what was the question we were thinking about earlier? Oh yeah, what do you do with your old planners? Do you keep them?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I apparently have kept them. I'm like, are they still back there? I couldn't remember if I threw them out, but yeah, I have them.
Do you
Yeah,
keep
I
them?
have a little lineup as well. And I did have to go back into that because there's a project that has sprung off of a project I did 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, did I address that? Did I talk to that person? Did I write notes in that one and not carry it forward? So I do go back and check those.
Awesome. That's good to know. Like I use mine quasi as a journal, not like as a writing journal, but as just a sort of how I'm spending my time, and a little bit is just like minor mementos and ideas and stuff. And back when I used to keep a daily journal, that was like a treasure trove of fun things to go back and read. It's been a while since I've gone back and looked at a planner, but I feel like that's something that I want to do. Cool. So
I've done stuff like put in stickers and stuff like admission stickers from museums and parks and stuff. That's kind of nice because I was a daily sketchbook carrier when I was in high school for sure, and that was a massive part of my life. And it's funny that I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I also collect stickers along the way, and so like I have my black and white sticker page, and then I have my color sticker page.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I used to put them on my water bottle, but then they all got dinged up and gross, and so they kind of
yep.
All right, so I kind of want to go through and just have a moment to focus a little bit on the next rest of the year. So let's just take a moment, shall we, with a blank piece of paper or a good spot in your planner or whatever, and let's take a moment to just I gotta find a page. Where's a page that I can use? There we go. That'll work. Take a moment and brainstorm the things that you would like to like push forward and get done or see to fruition in the next couple months.
This is quiet reflection.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute because there's background noise.
Okay. Finish up. Okay, so with your list of things that you have come up with, prioritize maybe the top 3. And then write down a couple specific, like 1 or 2 specific things that you can do for each of those top 3 things to make it move forward. Like, what are the next steps you need to actually do? And then when you have a few things that are specific enough, go ahead and actually put them in your planner in a specific place. And also put in your planner not only the thing that is the next step, but then once you have listed the first couple steps, put in a reminder to write the next couple steps, or to just check in with yourself about how to move forward. All right. At the end of the year, or at the end of your planner, whatever, put in a little reminder to yourself to check in with the list that you just made and to update it. My cat's like, and don't forget to pet me. Put it in the journal. Gosh. Let's see. Last time we had this, Nora was awesome and she sent me some stickers and I've used them all. Thank you. And I think it was a really nice idea, and I would like to send some stickers to you guys. So Melissa and Felicity, type in your addresses to me, or if you don't want to do it here, that's fine. You can message me separately, but let me know your addresses and I'll send you some fun mail because that was really fun. And I feel like I was expecting to be here for like an hour and a half because I was so excited, but I've already gone through everything that I wanted to talk about. But what other things do you want to talk about?
I want to send fun mail too, so I want everybody's address.
I forgot that to say, yay, mail art. Can you hear that? There.
Yeah.
Mail art is the best. Because mail is so boring nowadays, it's really fun when you get something cute.
Totally.
Yeah, and I buy a lot of stickers too, and so there's like no way I can use them all. I need to share them.
Likewise.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh,
I know what I wanted to share. Hold on a second. So one of the things that I have been doing since July is following this book, Many Moons. And it's Many Moons by Modern Women. I forget who the curator is, but she basically asked people to participate by submitting a specific entry for each of the different parts of the moon. So like anytime there's an eclipse, every full moon, every new moon, every first quarter and last quarter, and then also anytime there's other crazy things happening, there is there's an entry. So like for August, there's Lammas, and then last quarter, and then dark moon, and then new moon solar eclipse, and then the first quarter and the full moon. So that's what happened in August. And so each, there's like a little description of what to look forward to that month. And then each of those has a specific entry, which completely runs the gamut from, like, some of them are astrological, some of them are tarot, some of them are astronomy, some of them are like witches' spells, some of them are recipes for tea. It's kind of all over the place, and I love it. And I picked this book up because I wanted to have a more personal connection to, I just wanted to pay more attention to the moon cycle and not just the sun calendar. And it's been really awesome. So like in my normal planner, I just put a reminder, any of those specific days where there's an entry, I just put a little thing that says, don't forget to read your many moons today. And it's been really a cool way to sort of like be more aware of the night sky and just my own cycles, not just my period, but like other cycles, emotional and physical and stuff. And I feel like when I first started thinking about my own connection to the moon cycles, it was like a little bit overwhelming, because 2 weeks, like, between the dark moon and the full moon, it's only 2 weeks, and like in some ways a lot can happen in 2 weeks, and in other ways that's not very much time. And so it was sort of overwhelming to me to think about things on that time frame, and somehow having this guide of people who have been thinking about moon phases for much longer than I have really helped me to kind of just be a little bit more even keeled about it all. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that. I know that this year, or this book that I got is the last time that they're doing it in this way, but they are coming out with a Many Moons planner that is based on the moon rather than yeah. So it's a kind of a hybrid of what this book is and a planner. I've looked at I've looked at what it's going to look like, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get it and try it out or not, but it'll still have at least some of the stuff that they have in this more full book. But I wanted to mention that and share that.
I think that's really cool. I can't shake the fact that time to me seems to be speeding up a lot. Like I can't believe it's like it's 2018, even the end of 2018 versus 2005. It's
Right.
There's so much running and forward movement and starting to plan at 3 or 6 month cycles, and so stuff just goes by.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've noticed the moon, especially with the super moons, a lot. Like it's really been like, wow, that was a moon, you know.
Yeah.
So connecting and slowing down and like noticing that is important to me too.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've been getting in touch with my witchy self a little bit more lately, but
Me
it doesn't
too.
mean I feel like I have to stop and do everything because the moon is in a certain phase. But I think it's important to mark time. And some of the earliest books, actually, I did a fun workshop in making Nordic books that are based on staves, little bits of wood connected, and how people told time before we had things like calendars. I mean, the first calendars were how many strokes until the next moon.
Whoa.
Right? That is the basis of when you plant. Like there's a reason we call it the harvest moon, is because people knew it was 10 staves since the last moon, or the runes are written that way. And it blew my mind, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm very modern. I'm very Gregorian. Wonderful to observe.
Yeah, there's a lot about following the cycles of the moon that makes sense on a very natural kind of basis. Having grown up on a farm, I'm like, oh, all of that makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm. See, again, I'll look for the document that accompanied that journal, and I'll send you a picture of it because it was super cool.
Cool.
It was just physicality to the days, you know. And if you think, I mean, unfortunately, in less happy circumstances, you know, you have that sense of people who try and keep their sanity by marking a day and how it passed by tracking the moon. And today, by the way, is a Luna Day. I just got a little update from like not Star Magic, but like the Star app that I have that said the Luna Explorer returned to Earth today with 2 ounces or plus of lunar dirt, and that was like 23, you know, or 30 years ago or something. That was kind of fun.
That's very cool. Yeah, today's a full moon in Aries, 7:53 p.m. Pacific Standard, and the moon rise is at 9:52 on the West Coast, and 6:11 in the morning is the moon set, like tomorrow morning, I guess, on the West Coast. Anyway, yeah, cool. Great. Well, let's keep an eye out and a list for ourselves of things to talk about, because I feel like I came to this with a bunch of questions but I forgot to write them down, so I probably didn't say them all. But next time we'll talk about them all. And if you are watching this on the replay, thank you for joining us, and we hope to have you with us next time. Oh, look, someone just joined. Hold on.
Oh, hi.
Lauren, is that you? Excuse me. We are just finishing up, but we are, hi Lauren. We are just finishing up, but I'm going to post this video shortly so you can watch the replay. And yeah, thanks guys for showing up. Bye.